Well, more than 15,000 people have been killed in a 16-month uprising, and its government's accused of crimes against humanity. And yes, it looks like Syria may be headed for a seat on the UN Human Rights Council. Brigitte Pellerin joins us live from Ottawa to explain. Brigitte, don't fall off your seat on this one. And don't laugh, because it's not a joke.
They're baiting us. That's what they're doing. They're trying to say, haha, we dare you to leave now. Listen, the UN has turned into a backwards dog. It barks very aggressively.
That's an insult to dogs.
Yeah, no, seriously, it's well, okay, but it's a thing of Russian legend, apparently Russian folklore, the backwards dog that barks very aggressively at the good guys and wags its tail at all the bad guys. And I challenge you to show me, conclusive example from anything the UN has done in recent years that contradicts this assessment of mine. I don't understand what it is that people still see in the UN. Obviously, unless, of course, you're a murderous tyrant somewhere, you like this organization, but what is it about the UN that's good for people in progressive, tolerant, open-minded Western liberal democracies? I have no idea. Now we're talking about Syria here, as you were saying in the introduction. Over 15,000 people, that we believe have been killed in the uprising. A lot of them are women and children. Just also this week, Amnesty International talking about a network of terror and torture in Syria, where political prisoners are being tortured. Remember Abu Ghraib? Well, this same kind of stuff happening in Syria. Why is it that they could get on the Human Rights Council? I don't know. Unless, of course, we consider that this is a right place for countries such as Saudi Arabia, Libya. Oh, listen, yes, that's true. They were all on the Human Rights Council. The same council, by the way, that slammed Canada not too long ago over our food insecurity issues. You'll recall that one.
Yeah, and laugh as we may, because it sounds almost like a joke. To a lot of people, this really strikes as a huge insult to the whole state of democracy. I mean, what is the point? This was actually, at one time, a reputable organization. It's seemingly a joke now.
It's completely a joke now. And what would the UN be without the hundreds of millions of dollars from countries like Canada, the United States? Where else in the world could they meet securely and safely other than the United States or Canada or France or the UK? Where else? Who really are the friends of the poor and the people who need help in this world? Is it Syria? Is it Saudi Arabia? I don't think so. It's Canada, the US, and all the countries that are, say the G8 countries or the G7 countries. I'm going to take Russia out of that one. Because they seem to be closely allied with Syria on this one. So certainly, Canada, the U.S., if the UN keeps really bugging us with stupid stunts like this one, at some point, I think most of us will say, okay, fine, see how you can make it without us.
And so I guess the next question that we need to ask is, who in this country in a leadership position is gutsy enough to say, we're out, we're done?
Stephen Harper, come on, you could do it. John Baird, come on, you could do it.
Well, it's got to be discussed.
Email him and ask him. The Prime Minister reads email. Well, his staff certainly, they do. pm@pm.gc.ca. That's their email address. Let them know what you think.
Yeah. All right, Brigitte. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
We'll chat with you in a bit. So let's take this conversation online to our daily web poll. Question: Syria is poised to win a seat on the UN Human Rights Council despite months of government-led atrocities in that country. Does this surprise you? Yes, no, or is this just business as usual at the UN? Head on over to sunnewsnetwork.ca and cast your vote.